Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Let's Mod My FZ10 series. I've got a box full of parts and something cool to show you. So we had a big sale due to a dealership closing down. Got these tires for 50% off. So yeah, I'm really excited to try these out when these tires wear out. Because of this, because of these softer compounds, I really wanted to hit the track. And I've been wanting to hit the track on this bike for a while. But one thing stopping me is crash protection. Now, so crash protection is always a must on any bike. But usually for my street bikes, it's not a top priority. Because I'm not trying to always go to the racetrack with my street bike. Because I have other bikes for that. So this one, being the FZ10 and not a supermoto, I really want to take it to a track. So I really needed crash protection and I wanted it sooner rather than later. So pick some up. Picked up RNG front axle sliders. So these are going to be pretty simple to install in here. I'll show you guys that. You get the SW-Motech frame sliders. So those should be pretty easy to install. They do look good. I am excited to try them out. Another Amazon pickup were the SW-Motech case sliders. These are important. Cases on these bikes stick out quite a bit. So SW-Motech case sliders, you got these hard aluminum pieces and then these black slider aluminum pieces that bolt onto here. So that's it for crash protection. The reason why there's no rear sliders is because I do have the spools on there already for the stand, which act as a slider already. So no really need to do that. So the next video will be the handguards and levers. And this video is sliders. So let's knock all this stuff out real quick. It's not too difficult, should be pretty easy. Front especially easy, case sliders easy. Hopefully I don't break a bolt. So let's get this done real quick. It's hot in here and yeah, enjoy. So the RNG axle slider, I already have something I want to nitpick about these. They include these self-locking nuts for the rod that goes to the axle, but the problem is that both are the same size, so you need two of the same socket, which is only annoying because most people don't have two sockets and ratchets. Well, they have two sockets, usually deep and shallow, but they usually don't have two ratchets. Luckily, I have a 1/4 inch and 3/8, so, but pretty easy install. This side slips inside there, the other side slips over the nut. There's a washer in there. And you want to make sure that the nuts are even on either side. Because they're locking, you want to make sure there's about equal amount of thread on either side sticking out. So these are both even right now. Hopefully I can get these evenly tightened. Snug them up. You don't want to over tighten them. You notice I'm holding the ratchet down here, so I'm not putting a lot of torque on, and this is a 3/4, so that's the easiest slider install ever. Next up is going to be the frame sliders. Always read instructions. So I read the instructions for these SW-Motech's frame sliders. Very important note that do the left side first before the right side. I don't know exactly why, but that's what they said. This uses a 10 millimeter Allen key. This side the left side uses the longer of the two spacers and the longer bolt, and then you have this metal washer that they include. So this is really just as simple as removing this bolt and putting this one in and Loctiting this bolt. I'm going to go read the instructions again and make sure that there was no, see if there was a torque spec in there so I get proper torque down, but don't know. I'm going to go check right now. That sucks. There's torque spec. It is 80 Newton meters, which is approximately 60 foot-pounds. I don't know, I didn't Google it, I just looked at the torque wrench real quick. Problem is, this is a 3/8 drive. I don't have a 1/2 inch drive, which is what the torque wrench is. So, it's just going to be a guesstimate. So, bolts out, and you get your thread locker. Dab it a little bit on the threads. So, just guesstimating. I don't want to go too tight where it's break or strip. So, I feel like that's about the proper torque spec on that. And what I will do is after like 100 miles, I'm going to come back and check it, make sure it's still tight. So that's something they don't show you on the instructions. There's a little spacers in there, which interesting. And I'm going to assume you keep those in there. That feels about the proper torque spec. So yeah, those are the SW-Motech frame sliders. I do like the look of them. They look pretty cool. They have that, not just a simple slider, but they have like the cutouts here. Gives it a little bit of a unique look, which I actually like. They don't just look simple. So, like those, they match the rest of the bike quite well. Now it's time for the case protectors. Alright, now for the case sliders. These you want to make sure you have a good drain pan for, because oil will come out. This is the oil pump cover. I'm going to start by attaching these two pieces together. I like how they make them, the slider itself removable, and the screws are on the back side, so they won't be difficult to remove. The bolt, the nuts, the screws on the back side, so the slider piece itself is easy to remove in case something happens. So make sure you Loctite these, put them in. Say about 7 Newton meters on these, and that's what it looks like attached. Though SW-Motech does recommend using Loctite, so put some Loctite on there. The reason why I put the other two in, it's easier to do it one at a time. Once the Loctite down there, you don't want the Loctite going everywhere. So like, but doing that and then doing these one at a time while there's still two in there makes it much easier to do. You don't want to crank these down, just tight enough. So there's a slider on this side. I like the way that looks. It looks pretty cool. Again, I really like how the slider itself is removable from the back side. So that's going to protect that in case I go down. There is a little oil underneath there, so I'll make sure I clean that up before you go right away. Do the other side. Now for the timing cover side. Again, there is oil behind here, so make sure you have a drain pan. Same exact thing on the other side. It's gonna be these 3 bolts. Pretty simple install. The slider on this side is much bigger, and it sticks out much farther because this case does stick out farther. Got my Loctite on. And that's what that looks like. And once these are all tight, make sure you clean up any oil underneath there. And that's going to complete the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for the handguards and levers on the next episode.